Yeah, that's me, Mechee from the Midwest, pulling up in the 2022 Cherry Grand Cherokee. This ain't just a driveway, it's the front door to a conversation. Welcome to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast.
Welcome back to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. As always, like, share, subscribe to the channel. I wanted to get here and get my episode in for the week. I told y'all I did a couple of videos earlier in the week. I wanted to get back in here and give y'all the actual show for Friday morning. Just a couple of topics. I want to be brief. Like I said, I want to keep these down at least 30 minutes. But there's a couple of things on my mind outside of the original sports. A topic that's weighing heavy on me because just of the situation and how senseless things go down in everybody's city. But I want to focus on my hometown. We'll get into that in a minute. As far as the lineup goes, if you've been tracking my social media today, I want to talk about the NBA playoffs round 2, a little bit of Lakers talk, the zone boxing predictions for the fights this Saturday, UFC 328 predictions, and a hometown issue that's currently going on. So let's start the show off with the NBA playoffs. I want to give y'all a quick update on what's the rounds looking like right now. Currently, Detroit is up 1-0. They defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers at home the other day. So on Tuesday, they play tonight. The next game we had, the New York Knicks have went up 2-0 on the 76ers. The 76ers are without Embiid, but now OG Anunoby has been injured this last game. I think they said it was like a hamstring. And you know, with the hamstring injuries, that you're not going to be back that next game. That's too risky to play. So Philly only lost by like 6 or 8 points this last game. With them going back home and not going against OG, that's a 10 to 20 point swing right there. If he's not there, somebody's obviously going to have to step up. But OG has been big, and he's a solid defender. But now this gives Philly a chance to win a couple games. Maybe they just got to take care of home. If they could win 2 and get it back to 2-2, they'll be fine. Cleveland, I don't know what's going on with Cleveland. I was very brief on that. I don't know what's going on with Cleveland. I feel like with the lineup they have, they should be winning games, but they were struggling with Detroit. But so we'll see how it goes when they get back home. But Cleveland needs to be pulling off a game in Detroit. They need to pull off the game tonight to tie it up 1-1, obviously. The other 2 games, San Antonio was able to tie it up with Minnesota after losing that shocker game in the first game. Anthony Edwards at the game pretty much said that usually teams get blown out the second game if they steal game 1. He said most of the team, I guess they just felt like they had it in the bag and they came out there and played real weak, and it cost them to tie it up 1-1. But now the momentum shifts because now they're going home to Minnesota for the next 2 games. So we'll see how that goes. And lastly, the Lakers are down 1-0 to the OKC Thunder. Like I said, man, I think this is going to be a sweep. I'll see how we look tonight. I was impressed with how we played the first half until Vanderbilt. I looked like he broke his pinky, and that's a big loss because that was a defender he was doing pretty good on SGA, and he was guarding a couple other people. SGA, he was on Chet a couple times too, so Chet had a solid game, but besides that, SGA didn't go off for the 30 points like I thought he would. So right now, man, it's looking like the Lakers are going to get swept, but we'll see how they play tonight. Again, you got to defend home. We got to see what the Lakers look like when they get home. No signs of Lucas Steele. Austin Reeves had a terrible game. I'm expecting him to have a better game this upcoming week. So as far as the NBA go right now, that's all I got for y'all. I just wanted to give y'all a quick update. Really nothing else going on with the NBA outside of Draymond and Austin Reeves going back and forth, arguing with stuff. Now, and I wanted to be brief on that because with me, I feel like Draymond picks and argues with people just because he feel like he's on this level because he has 4 championships. But Draymond has never been the number 1 or better yet, the number 2 option on this team. So I don't know why it just feels like, oh, well, since I got a championship, yes, he plays good defense. But outside of that, he's not really doing nothing. You can't compare yourself to these scorers if you've never been a scorer or the number 1 or 2 option on your team. That's just me just want to talk about that subject because I like Draymond, but he comes off as a cornball at times because, like, dude, some of these people you talking shit to, you couldn't stop them one-on-one. You couldn't play them one-on-one. You would be trying to fight, and a couple of these dudes and already got on your ass. I don't believe you had that same energy if y'all was playing one-on-one. If that's the case, set up a charity event and go play one-on-one games or something like that. He picking with Austin Reeves right now. Like, come on, dog. Grow the fuck up. That's all I got for NBA right now. I want to get into this next topic. I want to say let's get into a little bit of boxing right quick. As you can see, I don't have the commercials anymore because Sora went down. I'll find a new app to start putting my commercials in the middle. So just give me a second to change to the next topic, please. So with the boxing that's going down this week, we have, where did it go? We have DAZN boxing. It was a heavyweight fight for the WBO title. The co-main event is David Morrell. He is 12-1 versus Zach Shelley, 16-3-1. David Morrell is 16. No, he's 12-1. His only loss is to David Benavidez, which I felt like he was very impressive fighting David Benavidez, knowing the level he's on. Benavidez didn't knock him out. He actually caught Benavidez with a couple of punches that almost dropped him. So for him to be getting this fight as a co-main event, it tells me that he's still building his resume up. He just fought one of the top dogs. He can continue to build his resume up and maybe get a chance to fight him again, or maybe somebody else like Dimitri Bivol or Bivol or Beterbiev or some of those other 168 guys that'll get him some money. But I don't believe he's on Benavidez level, but he did put on a great performance. So this fight right here with this Zach guy, he should be able to make easy work with. As far as the main event goes, Fabio Wardley 20-0 with 19 knockouts versus Daniel Dubois 22-3 with 21 knockouts. This is a solid fight. My only issue is that when it comes up to leading up to the fights, I always look at how the respect is being given out with some of these fighters. And Daniel Dubois, I feel like he's looking at Wardley as if he's a young dude up and coming, and he wants to be aggressive. He wants to be the bully. And when I say that is because Wardley has did nothing but show respect to him this whole fight camp, and he just been dissing. Like, he tried to dap him up, he tried to shake his hand, and it just showed like, I don't got no respect for you. And then he's been trying to pick with him, saying like, oh, you've been talking crazy on social media, like I guess he's trying to get in his head, but at the same time with Wardley, it's like, this is a big fight for you. Daniel Dubois has fought better competition as far as resume go. 2 of the losses he fought was against Usyk, somebody that nobody has been able to beat so far, the pound for pound #1 guy in the heavyweight division. So it's going to be a solid fight. But if I have to pick a winner, I want to say Daniel should win this fight, but I'll be surprised if Wardley wins, because Wardley has fought Joseph Parker, which was a solid fight for him, a solid win, because I think he won by knockout. But is he ready for top dogs like Daniel Dubois? I don't know if he's getting built up too quick, because like I said, Joseph Parker was a good win. But outside of that, who else has he beat that was up there that was very impressive? And I really can't name too many people. Like I said, when you look at Daniel Dubois, he done fought Joseph Parker. He done beat Anthony Joshua. He done fought Usyk twice. So he done fought the big name guys in the division. So I'm gonna go with Daniel just because he's more. I would say he's more hungry, but he's been at the top of the mountaintop to fight the top dog. So he should be able to win this one. But if he does lose this, it's going to be by knock. It's going to have to be by knockout by Wardley. And Wardley is in a great position, because if he wins, this puts him in a competition for a fight up maybe with Usyk in another year or so, maybe next year before Usyk retires. But if Dubois wins, it really doesn't move the needle for him, because he's fought way more competition and better fighters than Wardley at the time. So I'm gonna stick with Daniel. I think he's the underdog this fight, but I'm gonna go with the underdog this fight just because I like him as a fighter. But I just didn't like the corny stuff he was doing when Buddy was trying to shake his hand and like show respect to him. I wasn't feeling that at all. So I'm gonna go with Daniel Dubois to win this one. Like I said, it could go either way. These fights will be at 1 p.m., kicking off at 1 p.m. This fight should be live about 5 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure y'all tune in to the DAZN boxing this week. Make sure y'all go check that out. That's all I got for y'all for boxing right now. Like, share, and subscribe to the Mechee From The Midwest podcast for your latest boxing updates. The next subject I wanted to get into would be let's get into the WWE Backlash. I want to give the predictions on that because of this is one of those cards after, what was this, WrestleMania? WrestleMania, they usually do Backlash, and it's going to be a couple of rematches and some surprise fights. So usually it's a lot of titles on the line. So I want to give my predictions on this card. The first fight on here we have is Io Sky versus Asuka. If you haven't been following, Io and Asuka were teammates. They had a little group with I want to say it's called the Kabuki Warriors or something like that. And ever since Asuka's turned heel, they kicked Io Sky out the group, and they just been whooping on her every chance they get. So it's been an ongoing beef. So I think Io should win this fight just because she's the underdog. Asuka's the heel right now, and usually these are the fights that the babyface wins, especially after Backlash. So I'm gonna go Io to win this one, and I think she just moved over she's on Raw. She's staying on Raw. I think Asuka moved over to Raw with her, so it looks like they're gonna maybe have a little program going for them. So I'm gonna go with Io to win that one. Next, we have these are actually some solid fights. We got Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. This is a rematch from WrestleMania. Trick Williams just won this belt, so I don't see him losing the belt back. This time, if you don't remember this last fight, Little Yachty got involved a little bit because him and Sami Zayn been having this back and forth thing going on. So I think Trick Willie is going to be able to find a way to get Yachty involved in this match for Trick Williams to steal this fight or distract Sami Zayn and cost him the belt again for the second time. Well, cost him to retain the belt. Trick Williams to retain the belt and cost Sami Zayn the time to lose this fight after trying to win his belt back that he just lost at WrestleMania. So I'm gonna go Trick Williams. There ain't really too much to say about this story because they just been going back and forth. Trick Williams being the new guy on SmackDown. Sami Zayn was loved. Now all of a sudden he turned heel. So we'll see how that goes with that fight. They have also here John Cena saying, what is this? History-making news. I don't know if maybe is he coming back for another match or is he going to announce something that's going to be a returning superstar? We don't know yet. So he'll be involved on the show. We got Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. This was a fight that was supposed to happen at WrestleMania, but Braun Breaker ended up getting injured. Honestly, I feel like this is a fight that Braun Breaker needs to win just to continue to build him as one of the new superstars, one of the big next superstars, NXT superstars that got to the main roster. Seth Rollins doesn't need this win. He actually needs to lose this fight because the way that it is Braun Breaker is leading their group that they formerly had together, division. So if Seth Rollins loses, this makes him continue to look for somebody to help him because Seth Rollins always had a group with him, some people with him to have his back. But this is the moment where he ain't got nobody in his corner. It's just him dolo by himself. So I can see Braun Breaker winning. So I'm going to go Braun Breaker to win. This should just be a clean. I'll say it's a clean win, but I'm pretty sure Paul Heyman to be down there or Logan Paul or who else in the group? Logan Paul or Austin Theory will come out and interfere and cost Seth Rollins the belt. The next fight we have on here is Danhausen with a mystery opponent versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. Now, I want about this situation right here. As a wrestling fan, like since a kid, back in the days before the internet existed and stuff like that, if they said it was going to be a mystery opponent, you literally had no idea who it could possibly be. All you could do is play the guessing game. When social media came along, they have groups on Facebook that now just put all the spoilers on there. And with you being a wrestling fan, with it being the algorithm, they continue to pop up. So the rumor currently is that Danhausen's teammate will be CM Punk, which makes sense because he was just a champion. He doesn't like The Miz. He probably don't like the Kit Wilson dude. This is how you get CM Punk on the card. But I just hate that it's not like the old days where the mystery fighter, the mystery partner was a mystery until you got to the event. When the music hit, that's when you know who it is. I prefer it better that way. So nothing against these spoiler pages as are made, but every time it pops up on my timeline, I simply just unfollow them or snooze them for 60 days because I just don't want to see the shit. I just want it to be a surprise. If it's a mystery, let it be a mystery. We should know who the mystery person is leading up to the fight. So maybe it's a curveball, but this is what everybody's saying. So obviously, if all these pages are saying it's CM Punk, most likely it'd be CM Punk. That should be a win for CM Punk and Danhausen. Also, I was seeing on there, they were showing Buff Bagwell. If you don't know, Buff Bagwell used to be in WCW. He had a horrible injury. He pretty much retired from wrestling for a while, and he came back. I think he was like on TNA or something like that. But he's still looking for another match. So if he was to show up and to be a surprise partner, I think that'd be okay too. But are they going to run a program with him? Like, is he signing with WWE, or is this like a one-time thing? Either way, I prefer it to be a mystery partner, not knowing who the hell it is until the day of the event. That's just me personally. What y'all think? Do y'all like when you know who it's going to be, or would you prefer to just go back to the old school way where nobody spoils it? Like I said, they probably never go back to that because all these pages exist and most of these people are getting monetized and stuff like that. So I'm not going to hate on nobody making money. I just feel like it's corny. Main event of the evening, we have Big Cuz versus Lil Cuz. We have Jacob Fatu stepping up to the plate to fight the OTC, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, the newly crowned champion. This is going to be a great fight, but the thing is that if Jacob Fatu loses, he has to acknowledge Roman Reigns, meaning you got to acknowledge me as the tribal chief and you got to join the family. So that will put Jacob Fatu, the Usos, and Roman Reigns in the group, which this is what we was banking on when Jacob Fatu first came, but he actually came as a heel and sided with Solo Sikoa. This is the perfect time for Jacob to be the dog, like the pit bull of the bloodline. Anytime it's some beef, if it's a problem, Jacob Fatu is going to handle that. So I like the way they're building the bloodline back up. I don't see my boy Roman Reigns losing the belt right after he just gained it at WrestleMania. So I believe that Jacob Fatu will join the bloodline, and I think that the Usos will cost him that. And the only reason they're going to cost them the match is because they're going to pretty much say that they don't believe that Jacob Fatu is ready to lead the bloodline. So this makes perfect sense. I'm going with my boy Roman Reigns to win this fight. That's all. Backlash is a simple card. It should be decent. Again, my final predictions is EO over Asuka, Braun Breaker over Seth Rollins, Trick Williams over Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns to retain over Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu will be forced to join the bloodline. That's all I got for y'all for WWE, my WWE Backlash predictions. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Tune in on ESPN. I want to say on ESPN2 for these fights that'll be streaming live Saturday afternoon. Next thing I wanted to talk about these hometown issues that I'm seeing. That's like it's been disturbing because it's been happening for far too long. And it's these shootings. It's a lot of shootings going on in my hometown, Danville, Illinois. And this is worldwide, but I want to focus on my hometown and what we can do better as a community down there to make things better. The first thing I want to say is these young men are out here shooting people. What is the reasoning for you deciding that today is the day I'm going to go up here to this store that everybody shop at? What things that irk me is that my OG, my mama, my grandma, my sister, like they go to this store, Save a Lot, downtown in Danville. A lot of people family go to the store and y'all out here shooting each other, y'all out here shooting people and shit. And then once you shoot somebody and you kill them, you're going to jail for the rest of your life. So what's the purpose? What do you gain out of that? The people you running with that you consider your friends or your boys, your day ones, when you go to prison, the only thing they can do is write you a letter, but eventually they'll stop writing. The girl that you messing with, you involved with, they'll probably get to smashing her, and she's going to move on because she's not going to want to be with somebody who's never seen the light of day again. Y'all not thinking about this. What happened to the good old back in the days that if you had a problem with somebody, you go up to the park, go up to LP, go up to Garfield, Douglas Park, Ellsworth Park, run the fade, and let it be. Did you win the fight? Did you lose the fight? Move the hell on. What is so serious that makes you feel like you have to take a life? What makes you feel like you have to kill somebody to get your point across? This little gang shit that people still doing in 2026, to me, is stupid. It's always been that way. One of the reasons why I went to the military was because I had homies running around in gangs. I had family members running around in gangs, and they felt like, well, since you around all the time, you should be a gang member too. And I wasn't gonna be no fool. First of all, I'm not answering to no other nigga. I'm not answering to nobody but my mama and my grandma. That's it. I'm not answering nobody else. So I'm not about to be paying money to be around y'all. I'm not about to be taking a rap for y'all to go throw my life away because it's just dumb. At the end of the day, if you do all this shit, I want you to remember, if you shoot somebody and you kill them and take them away from their family, when you get to prison, ain't gonna be no guns there. They don't assign guns out in jail for you. You're gonna have to use these. And part of the reason why y'all not using these is because y'all can't fight. Not saying I'm the Mike Tyson or something like that, but I'd rather use these than to shoot somebody and take their life and damage that family, mess up their future. Like what? It's just dumb to me, man. A few things I believe that we can do as a community and for the people that's doing the shooting is, the first thing I'll say is you should get a job. Before you believe that you got to shoot somebody, how about you go get a job and get some type of fucking responsibility? That's the problem with the youth right now, is y'all ain't got no responsibility. If you had bills, you wouldn't be out here shooting people. You would be working your 9-to-5 job like a normal person, saving your money up, taking care of the bills. If you got kids, you'll be taking care of your kids. Stop trying to take the easy way out, killing somebody, and stop thinking just because a lot of these cases ain't solved that your case ain't gonna get caught. You're gonna be the one that shoots somebody and you're gonna be right in prison because they found you was red-handed. Everybody saw you. Some people they ain't gonna snitch on for whatever reason. They're not gonna, not even snitch, they're not gonna tell the truth about. With your ass, you are nobody. You going to jail. Nobody's gonna care about you in a couple of years. You'll be in there getting your ass whooped by somebody, crying home, writing home to your mama and stuff, and they ain't gonna care because you made that dumbass decision. So instead of running around in gangs and stuff, doing all this dumb shit, go get you a job, get you some damn responsibility. That's one thing you can do. They need to get back to starting programs out in Danville. I don't know, like what type of programs, like maybe not. I'm not saying like you had to go to church and stuff like that, because that's an option too. But some type of programs that can bring peace, mentorships with young men, and so you can calm them down from thinking they have to go certain routes. It's some type of programs that be built. Anger management. Why are you so mad? Why do you feel that you have to go shoot somebody? Go to an anger management class. These programs need to exist because they did 20 years ago when I was in Danville. I went to an anger management class, all type of stuff. And it helped me out. I'm not as angry as I used to be. Other things, stocks. I say stocks because if you was making money, if you had a job and you were saving up, you wouldn't risk your life you wouldn't throw your life away knowing that you can be the first millionaire in your family. You could be the first one with 6 figures in your family if your priority was to make money and take care of your family. You don't have to be like the OGs, the people that ran before you, your homies that's locked up in prison. You don't have to take after them. Learn from their mistakes and become a better person. This is not just for dudes, it's for girls too, because it's girls out here fighting and cutting each other and all that type of shit. Y'all don't have to go that route, man. There's so much other stuff y'all could be doing versus going out here killing one another, taking people from their family for the rest of their lives. It's stupid. The last thing I would say you can do is, if y'all really want to fight, go set up the boxing matches. I'm seeing a lot of YouTube videos of people coming out there with the gloves on, getting it on, having a little crowd out there. The winner can get paid, the loser can get paid half, 50% of, well, 25%. The winner gets 75%. Do something like that. But I'd rather see y'all out there in gloves fighting each other, getting bragging rights, versus going out here shooting somebody, taking their life, taking them away from their family. It's just dumb, and I get tired of seeing it. I get tired of hearing about it. I looked on social media and they was asking, what can you do different? And like I said, it comes down to the individual. You got to want better. If you believe that your life is, if you're meant to just go to prison and get beat the hell up and end up committing suicide or something like that, go about your life, man. All I'm asking is to think about it before you pull that trigger, because you don't know what's going to happen after you get to prison. Once you get to prison, I'm telling you, it's not going to be nothing nice. And I've never spent a day in jail or prison, but I can tell you for sure that when you get there, it's going to be somebody bigger and better than you that's going to whoop your ass as soon as you get up in there. And then you're going to be looking back like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have shot dude. I could have been living my life doing this and doing that. But no, you decided you wanted to pull that trigger. That was the easy way out. Smarten up, Danville, man. That's not just for Danville. That's for everybody worldwide. Put the guns down. Leave certain shit alone, man. Meditate or something. Like, get your mind right. Stop doing dumb shit. I promise you, the world will be better off with you being a more positive person versus being a dumbass shooting people for no reason, man. That's all I want to say on that. I just had to get it off my chest because I was thinking about it. The last topic I wanted to get in here and tell y'all about was this UFC. We got UFC 328 this week, Saturday. I want to give y'all the quick predictions. Let's start with the early prelims. I'm going to just be brief with those. We have Roman Kopylov, 14-5 versus Marco Tulio. I'm going Roman Kopylov. He's coming off a loss, but I still believe that he got something in his tank. I know he's 34. He's getting up there in age. I'm still rocking with my boy Roman Kopylov, so I'm going to rock with him. That's on the early prelims. As far as the prelims go, we got a couple of vets on here. We got Jim Miller, 38-19 versus Jared Gordon, 21-8. I'm always rocking with Jim Miller. He's a UFC all-time vet. I know it's almost time for him to retire, man. He's damn near 50 fights in. I think he said he's going to retire when he hit 50 or 60 fights. So, no, he's damn near almost 60 fights. I'm tripping. Yeah, he's almost at 60 fights, so he might be retiring when he's at 60, but he's 42 years old. I'm still rocking with Jim Miller. I got him to win by decision. Even though he's coming off a loss, so is Jared Gordon. Next fight, we got Grant Dawson versus Matuze Rebecki. Rebecki is 20-4. Grant Dawson is 23-3. I'm rocking with Grant Dawson by knockout. Main event for the prelims, we got Atiba Gator. He's 10-1 versus Ozzy Diaz, 10-3. Middleweight, Gatir is 14. No, he's on a 4-fight win streak. This dude like a big-ass monster. He's only 24 years old. I'm rocking with him. It's definitely going to be a knockout. Just looking at, I know I've seen him fight a couple times, but he should definitely win by knockout. Main event, main card, we got King Green, 34-17 versus Jeremy the Heathen Stevens, 29-22. These are my type of fights because these is vets has been around for so long. I'm gonna go with the Heathen Stevens. I don't know, man. Something about King Green, Bobby Green. He had performed well a couple fights, but the next fight he'd get his ass whooped. He's coming off a knockout win. I think this is the fight he'll end up losing. I can see him losing this by knockout. I'm rocking with Jeremy Stevens. Next fight, we got Sean Brady, 18-2 versus Jaquan Buckley, 21-7. I'm gonna rock with Buckley. I think Brady's gonna take him down, attempt to take him down too much, and Buckley's gonna end up catching him with some mean shit standing up. So I got Buckley for the win by knockout. Next, we got Alexander Volkov, 39-11 versus Waldo Cortez Acosta, 17-2. Volkov is coming off a win over Almeida. Waldo is coming off a win over Derek Lewis. Volkov has the size and the reach to keep Cortez away. I think Acosta is going to be going for the knockout, but it's going to be hard for him to get the distance. He's going to have to get very close on him, but I think that Volkov is going to be smart about this fight and keep the distance and not allow him to get too close. If he does allow him to get close, he's going to get his ass knocked out. So I'm going to actually go with Alexander to win this one. Next fight, we got the flyweight championship on the line. Joshua Van, the champ, 16-2 versus Tesoro Taura. He's 18-1. Now, they have him as the favorite, the Tiara guy. I don't think I've seen him fight. It said he beat Brandon Moreno this last fight, which is impressive. I'm going to stick with the champ because Van is 16-2 and he's on a 6-fight win streak. So I'm going to stay with the champ. I think he should win by knockout. He got some of the fastest head in the UFC. He should be able to knock him out. If not in the first round, he's definitely going to get him out of there in the second round. Main event, we had Khamzat Chimaev 15-0 versus Sean Strickland 30-7. That is going to be a great fight. It can only go one way. This fight is going to be by submission. I believe Khamzat Chimaev is going to take him down very early. He's just going to try to beat on him, and end up choking him out. I just believe that Sean Strickland is only good on the feet. I don't think he's good on the ground. We've seen when he fought DDP Duplessis. Duplessis went for the takedown every round and got the takedown and was able to lay on him and beat on him. I think this is going to be the same thing. I just think Chimaev is a little bit stronger, and he knows I got to take him out because they've been sparring for quite some time, a couple of years now, and it looks like they do good when they standing up. But if it goes to the ground, Chimaev got it hands down. So that's all I got for the UFC 328. Those are my final predictions. Again, I got Roman Kopylov for the win over Talio. I got Jim Miller over Jared Gordon. Grant Dawson over Becky. Guitar versus over Diaz. As far as the main card goes, I got Jeremy Stevens over King Green. I got Buckley over Sean Brady. I got Volkov over Waldo Cortez Acosta. I got Joshua Van over Tara. And I have Chimaev retaining his title at middleweight over Sean Strickland in a hard-fought fight. But I just think Chimaev is going to be able to get him out of there by submission. Round 2 or 3. Oh, damn. I don't know if he can go that many. I'm going to say round 2. I think Strickland is good for at least 2 rounds. But it's going to be mid-second round when he choke him out. That's all I got for y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in from the Mechee From The Midwest podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You like, comment on my page, on all the clips y'all see. Make sure y'all share them out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Get me up to 500 subscribers. My goal is to be at 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I'll do a little a prize when I hit 500. But until then, make sure y'all share my material. And like I said, it'll only get better, especially when the summer approaches. And after I get this wedding out the way and everything, I'm going to have a better setup and everything. But thank y'all for tuning in. I will catch y'all next week. Well, actually, maybe a Monday or Tuesday to give y'all the predictions on the UFC and the boxing. But on the rest of the couple of things I got, we'll wait till Thursday because Drake album is dropping next week. We'll be talking about that. I got a couple TV shows and movies I've been watching as well. That's all I got. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will catch y'all in a couple days.
All black tonight. Shirt says it all. Mechee from the Midwest. Been a long day, but the city stays awake. Hold up. You see that? MFTM in the sky. Guess they're